Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss the ankle joint. The ankle joint is between the lower ends of the tibia. See here, this is the bone tibia and this is the lower end of the tibia. The two malleoli, medial malleolus in the tibia bone and the lateral malleolus in the fibula bone, and the body of the talus. This is the bone of the foot, which is talus bone. See the diagram again. This is tibia. This is the lower end of the tibia. This is the medial malleolus of the tibia. This is fibula, the lower end of fibula, and this is the lateral malleolus of the fibula. And this is the talus bone. So tibia, fibula, and talus bone are involved in the formation of ankle joint. It consists of a deep socket by the lower ends of the tibia and the fibula into which the talus will fit. See here, there is one ligament which is forming the socket of the tibia and the fibula. This ligament is called as inferior transverse tibiofibular ligament. It is inferior in location, that's why it is named as inferior. It is transverse, see here, it is transverse, and it is in between the tibia and the fibula. That's why it is named as inferior transverse tibiofibular ligament. This ligament runs between the lateral malleolus of the fibula and the posterior border of the lower end of the tibia. It deepens the socket into which the body of the talus will fit. The articular surfaces are covered with hyaline cartilage. The shape of the bones and the strength of the ligaments and the surrounding tendons make this joint strong and stable. What is the type of the ankle joint? The ankle joint is a synovial joint. The talus moves on the transverse axis. See here, the talus will move on a transverse axis in a hinge-like manner. So it is hinge type of synovial joint. The capsule encloses the joint and attached to the bones near their articular margins. Now we will discuss the ligaments of the ankle joint. There are two main ligaments which are attached on the medial side and on the lateral side. First of all, we will discuss the ligament on the medial side. This is named as medial or deltoid ligament. See here, this is medial or deltoid ligament. The medial ligament is a strong triangular unit composed of three parts. See here, it has three parts. Its apex attached to the medial malleolus of the tibia. See in this diagram, the apex of the medial ligament is attached to the medial malleolus of the tibia. Below, the deep fibers are attached to the non-articular area on the medial surface of the body of the talus, and the superficial fibers, they attach to the medial side of the talus and the calcaneum bone and the navicular bone. See here, the superficial fibers attach to the medial side of the talus. Okay, this is the medial side of the talus, the sustentaculum talli, and the plantar calcaneo-navicular ligament. This is plantar calcaneo-navicular ligament. So these fibers are attached to this ligament also, and the tuberosity of the navicular bone. So this medial ligament is attached to the talus, to the calcaneum, and to the navicular bone. This is the base of the medial ligament or the deltoid ligament, but the apex was attached to the tibia, the medial malleolus of the tibia. Again, I will explain. This is a triangular ligament. Apex of this ligament is attached to the medial malleolus of the tibia, and below the base consists of two parts. The deep fibers are there and the superficial fibers. Deep fibers are attached only to the talus bone, and the superficial fibers are attached to the medial surface of the talus bone, the plantar calcaneo-navicular ligament, and the tuberosity of the navicular bone. This is medial or deltoid ligament. Now we will discuss the lateral ligament. See here, the lateral ligament is weaker than the medial ligament and it consists of three bands. These are three bands which are forming the lateral ligament. First of all, there is anterior talofibular ligament. This is anterior talofibular ligament. Talo from talus and fibular because of fibula. So this ligament runs from the lateral malleolus of the fibula to the lateral surface of the talus. So two two bones are involved. One is talus and one is fibula. That's why it is named as talofibular, and it is anterior in location. That's why it is named as anterior talofibular ligament. Then there is posterior talofibular ligament, because this ligament is also posterior, so it runs from the lateral malleolus of the fibula to the posterior tubercle of the talus. That's why it is named as posterior talofibular ligament. Then there is another ligament which is named as calcaneofibular ligament. This ligament, the name shows that it is not attached to the talus, but it is attached to the calcaneum and the fibula. So it runs from the lateral malleolus of the fibula and runs downwards and backwards, and it attached to the lateral surface of the calcaneum. So this is the calcaneum bone or the heel bone where this ligament is attached. So we have discussed medial ligament and lateral ligament. Now the important relations of the ankle joint. There are some muscles which are present in the anterior compartment of leg which cross from the leg, crossing the ankle joint, and they are attached on the foot. Number one is tibialis anterior muscle. This is tibialis anterior muscle. Then there is extensor hallucis longus muscle. This is extensor hallucis longus, and this is extensor digitorum longus muscle. And there are some vessels and nerves. The anterior tibial artery also crosses anterior to the ankle joint, and the deep fibular nerve is also passing anteriorly to the ankle joint, along with the peroneus tertius muscle. There is one muscle which will be attached here, which is named as peroneus tertius muscle. Posteriorly, we have the tendocalcaneum and the plantaris muscle, and then posterior laterally and posterior medial relations. Posterior laterally, we have two muscles which are fibularis longus or fibularis brevis muscle. They are also named as peroneus longus and peroneus brevis muscle. They are present behind the lateral malleolus. Then posterior medial relations. These are the relations which are behind the medial malleolus. They are the muscles which are present in the posterior compartment of leg. They are tibialis posterior muscle, then flexor digitorum longus muscle, and flexor hallucis longus muscle, along with one artery and one nerve, the posterior tibial artery and the tibial nerve, which are present posterior medial to the ankle joint. So these were the relations which you have to learn. First of all, we have discussed the anterior relations, then we have discussed the posterior relations, posterior lateral and posterior medial relations. Now the nerve supply. The nerve supply is the common fibular nerve. See here, this is the common fibular nerve, which is the branch of the sciatic nerve, and the tibial nerve, which is also a branch of the sciatic nerve. These two nerves will supply the ankle joint. The common fibular nerve will be divided into deep peroneal and the superficial peroneal nerve, and the tibial nerve will cross the ankle joint, and it supplies the posterior aspect of the ankle joint, and the deep fibular nerve, which is the branch of the common fibular, it will supply the anterior aspect of the ankle joint. The synovial membrane is also present, which is lining the capsule. Now we will discuss the movements of the ankle joint. There are two types of movement. See here, this is dorsiflexion. In dorsiflexion, the toes are pointing upward, and this is plantar flexion, in which the toes are pointing downwards. These are two primary movements of the ankle joint. The movement of inversion and eversion take place at tarsal joint and not at the ankle joint. So remember this thing. This is a hinge type of synovial joint, which is producing only the dorsiflexion and the plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion means when the toes are pointing upward, and the plantar flexion means when the toes are pointing downwards. Dorsiflexion is produced by the tibialis anterior muscle, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus, and fibularis tertius muscle. These four muscles are the muscles of the anterior compartment of leg, and it is limited by the tension of the tendocalcaneus and the posterior fibers of the medial ligament and the calcaneofibular ligament. Remember this thing, this dorsiflexion is limited by the tension of three structures. One is tendocalcaneum, one is the posterior fibers of medial ligament, and one is the part of the lateral ligament, which is the calcaneofibular ligament. So these three structures will limit the dorsiflexion. Now the plantar flexion. Plantar flexion is produced by the gastrocnemius muscle, soleus muscle, plantaris muscle, fibularis longus and fibularis brevis, then tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus and flexor hallucis longus. These are the muscles of the lateral compartment of leg and superficial and deep muscles of the posterior compartment of leg. They are responsible for producing plantar flexion, but the plantar flexion is limited by the tension of the opposing muscles. And what are opposing muscles? The anterior muscles or the extensor muscles, which are present in the anterior compartment of leg, and anterior fibers of the medial ligament. Okay, in dorsiflexion was limited by posterior fibers of medial ligament, and plantar flexion is limited by anterior fibers of medial ligament, and dorsiflexion was limited by the calcaneofibular ligament, which was the part of the lateral ligament, and plantar flexion is limited by anterior talofibular ligament, which is also a part of the lateral ligament. So remember all these structures which are producing the plantar and the dorsiflexion, and which are limiting the dorsiflexion and the plantar flexion.